students. Okay, one of the important concept for the NEET level and JEE level, CET level. Okay, hyperconjugation is also called sigma bond resonance. Okay, here where will see the hyperconjugation? Which molecule exhibit the hyperconjugation? Okay, here sp2 hybridized carbon, the organic molecule which contains sp2 hybridized carbon along with at least one alpha carbon hydrogen molecules. sp2 hybridized carbon containing molecules, alpha hydrogen carbon containing molecules, okay, may be exhibit the hyperconjugation. Okay, here this is only one condition for the hyperconjugation. Okay, here sigma electrons are transferred. Sigma electrons are conjugation with the electrons. Sigma electron, which sigma electron? Alpha carbon hydrogen sigma electrons conjugation with the electrons, and these only transfer towards the, okay, these carbon hydrogen bonded electrons only transfer towards the sp2 hybridized carbon. Here alpha carbon, this alpha carbon has little bit acidic nature. Due to the acidic nature or more electronegativity of alpha carbon or acidic nature of this alpha hydrogen, okay, we observe hyperconjugation of sigma bond resonance in molecule. Okay, here hyperconjugation mainly observed in alkenes, okay, carbonium ions and free radicals. It is observed in carbonium ions and free radicals. Okay, here we'll see hyperconjugation in one protein. We'll see the hyperconjugation in one protein. Okay, here I am taking one protein H. Okay, here CH double bond CH2. Okay, this is the functional group. The adjacent carbon to functional group we call as alpha carbon. This carbon we call as alpha carbon. This hydrogen we call as alpha hydrogen. How many alpha hydrogens are there? These three alpha hydrogens are there. So these three involves in resonance. This is the sp2 hybridized carbon. It is attached to the, okay, one carbon. That carbon we call as alpha carbon. Okay, the adjacent carbon to functional group we call as alpha carbon. And if it is attached to the hydrogen, that we call alpha hydrogen. Okay, here one alpha hydrogen, the second alpha hydrogen, and here third alpha hydrogen. Okay, here see the resonance. Resonance means delocalization of electrons is called pi bond resonance. We call it mesomeric effect. Delocalization of sigma electrons we call as sigma bond resonance. Here this sigma bond and this sigma bond, all alpha carbon hydrogen sigma bonds are conjugation with pi bond. What is the meaning of conjugation? Okay, pi bond and sigma bond separated with the one more sigma bond, this carbon sigma bond, that we call as, okay, conjugation. Alternate, okay, this one and this one separated with one single bond. So it is present in a conjugation. Okay, this is a complete this molecule exhibit, okay, able to exhibit the hyperconjugation. All conditions satisfied. Okay, so how to exhibit C? This alpha carbon hydrogen electron first sigma electron transfer towards carbon. Then the electron transfer towards CH2 carbon. Here what happens? C, H, B, H, C, H, A, double bond, then CH, CH2 minus. Okay, by the transformation of carbon hydrogen, A bond, okay, we get transfer, A transfer. A bonded, okay, A bond electron transfer. We get this one. This is the one molecule. This is called resonance structure or hyperconjugation structure or sigma bond resonance structure. That is the first resonance structure. Okay, by the transformation of B bond electrons, what do you get? Say H, B, H, A, H, C, double bond, CH, CH2 minus. This is resonance structure. One more, C electron transfer, C bond electron transfer. Okay, we'll get here HC, HB here as usual, HA as usual, double bond, CH, CH2 minus. This is the resonance structure. Okay, it contains 3 alpha hydrogens. That means it forms 3 resonance structures. That means 1 alpha hydrogen is equal to 1 resonance structure. Okay, here by increasing the resonance structures, the stability of organic molecule increases. That means, okay, stability, okay, directly proportional to the resonance structures. Resonance structures directly proportional to the number of alpha hydrogens. Number of alpha hydrogens. This is the relation between stability. That means by increasing the resonance structures, stability increases. By increasing the number of alpha hydrogens, resonance structures increases. So resonance structures increases. This, okay, just what is the relation between hyperconjugation and, okay, 1-propene? Okay, we see 1-propene is aliphatic compound. 1-propene is aliphatic molecule. We'll see the hyperconjugation in, okay, aromatic molecule, hyperconjugation in toluene. Hyperconjugation in toluene. How we'll see the, okay, hyperconjugation in toluene. See the hyperconjugation in toluene. Okay, here I am taking toluene. Toluene means methyl benzene. We call it toluene. This is the methyl benzene. We call it toluene. Here hydrogen. Here hydrogen. Here hydrogen. HA, HB, HC. Okay, here this is called toluene. Same, by the transformation, this double bond is the conjugation with this carbon hydrogen sigma bond. So it involves in resonance and form 3 resonance structures. Okay, by the transformation of A, by the transformation of B, by the transformation of C. Okay, here first these electrons transfer towards carbon, then these electrons transfer towards next carbon atom. See the structure of the bond. Bond, here bond, carbon here, hydrogen, and here Hb, Hc, here double bond, here negative charge. This is the resonance structure 1. Here see, after the completion of transformation of alpha carbon hydrogen sigma bond electrons, there is no bond between here hydrogen and carbon. Here also see, there is no bond between hydrogen and carbon. That's why it is also called no bond resonance. This is also called no bond resonance. Okay, explained by Baker and Nathan. So this is also called Baker-Nathan effect. It is also explained by Baker and Nathan. That's why we also called Baker-Nathan effect. See, B electron transfer. Okay, double bond C, H, A, and here H, B, H, C, H, B, and here negative charge. This is the resonance structure 2. Here C electron transfer, bond negative charge as usual. Okay, here Hb, Ha, and Hc. There is no bond. This is the resonance structure 3. This is the hyperconjugation. 3 alpha hydrogens are there now. 3 resonance structures. It form 3 resonance structures. This we call as methyl benzene or toluene. Okay. This is the hyperconjugation in toluene, hyperconjugation in 1,4-PE. Okay, for example, hyperconjugation in aldehydes. Can you see one example? Formaldehyde is there. This is a formaldehyde. Here, this is the functional group. Okay, this is the functional group we consider. Okay, here no adjacent carbon atoms, no alpha carbon hydrogens, but here CH3, C double bond O, CH, H is a functional group. Okay now, and here adjacent carbon is there. It contains alpha carbon, 1 alpha carbon, 3 alpha hydrogens, forms 3 resonance structures. 3 resonance structures. See the resonance structures of this molecule. CH2 minus H. Okay, here CO minus, CH2 double bond CO minus H. This is the resonance structure 1. Same as these 3 resonance structures. HA na, suppose HB, CH2 double bond CO minus H, resonance structure 2. HC, CH2 double bond CO minus H, resonance structure 3. And one more, these are the important resonance structures. All these are the symmetrical resonance structures. All these are the symmetrical resonance structures. That's why more stable resonance structures. Those are more stable resonance structures. This is about the hyperconjugation in 1,4-P, hyperconjugation in toluene, hyperconjugation in aldehydes. Then in continuation, we'll see the hyperconjugation applications of hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation mainly explains about the stability of alkenes, stability of alkenes, and stability of carbonyl ions, stability of free radicals, stability of carbonyl ions and stability of free radicals. We'll see those topics. After that, we move into the one more important topic, reverse hyperconjugation. What is the reverse hyperconjugation? Applications of hyperconjugation. Applications. It mainly explains about the stability of alkenes. Here I am taking different alkenes. Okay, it also explains about the stability of carbonyl. It also explains about the stability of free radicals. You see, first I am taking one simple alkene, CH2 double bond CH2. This is we called as ethene. Here this is the functional group. So here no alpha carbons and hydrogens. That means no hyperconjugation. First one. Then I am taking one more molecule, CH3, CH double bond CH2. See here, this is the functional group. This we called alpha carbon. Okay, it contains one alpha carbon and three alpha hydrogens. 3 alpha hydrogens means it forms 3 resonance structures. What is the name of this molecule? 1-propene. 1-propene. 1-propene forms 3 resonance structures, but not ethene. So 1-propene is more stable than ethene. Okay, here I am taking one more molecule, CH3, CH double bond CH3. Here it is a functional group. One alpha carbon, second alpha carbon, it has 2 alpha carbons, 6 alpha hydrogens. That means it forms 6 resonance structures. The name of this molecule is 2-butene. 2-butene. So contains 6 resonance, here only 3 resonance. So 2-butene is more stable than 1-propene. 2-butene is more stable than 1-propene. And here see CH3, CH3 double bond CH3. It is a functional group. See how many carbons are there? Alpha carbons 1, 2, 3 alpha carbons, 9 alpha hydrogens. What is the name of this molecule? 2-methyl 2-butene. This contains 9 alpha hydrogens, 3 alpha carbons. So 2-methyl 2-butene is more stable than 2-methyl 2-butene is more stable than 2-butene. 2-methyl 2-butene is more stable than 2-butene. Just in continuation, we'll see the one more molecule. Okay, here CH3, CH3 double bond CH3. This is also one molecule. The name of this molecule is 2,3-dimethyl 2-butene. Okay, here this is the functional group. It contains 4 alpha carbons, 12 alpha hydrogens. It forms 12 resonance structures. So it is more stable than that one. See here, 2,3-dimethyl 2-butene is more stable than 2,3-2-methyl butene, more stable than dimethyl butene, more stable than 2-methyl 2-butene. And here, this is more stable than 2-butene. This is more stable than 1-propene. This is more stable than ethene. Okay, just this is the stability of alkenes by the explanation of stability of alkenes by the hyperconjugation concept. Can you see the one more important concept, stability of carbonyl ions. Stability of carbonyl ions. What is the carbonyl ion? The positive charged molecule. Okay, the positive charge, carbon with positive charge, we call as carbonyl ion. This is carbonyl ion. This is methyl carbonyl ion. CH3CH2 plus. This is the functional group, this is the adjacent carbon. Okay, this is the alpha carbon and this is called ethyl carbonium ion, and it is also called primary carbonium ion. Here one alpha carbon is there and 3 alpha hydrogens, that means it forms 3 resonance structures. So primary carbonium ion is more stable than methyl carbonium ion because no alpha carbons. Okay, then in continuation we will see the one more CH3 CH plus. This is called isopropyl carbonium ion. This is called isopropyl carbonium ion. Okay, here this is attached to the 2 carbon atoms, so we call it secondary carbonium ion. And here 2 alpha carbons are there, that means 6 alpha hydrogens, 6 resonance structures. So secondary carbonium ion is more stable than primary carbonium ion. Then in continuation we will see the one more CH3 plus. This is the functional group. Here 3 alpha carbons are there, 9 alpha hydrogens are present, so it forms 9 resonance structures. The name of this molecule is tertiary butyl carbonium ion. It forms, okay, here 3 alpha carbons, 9 alpha hydrogens, 9 resonance structures. 9 resonance structures. Yes, not? That means tertiary butyl carbonium ion is more stable than secondary carbonium ion, and here secondary carbonium ion is more stable than primary carbonium ion. Primary carbonium ion is more stable than methyl carbonium ion. Next in continuation we will see the stability of free radicals. Stability of free radical. What is the free radical? Odd electron containing species we call as free radical. Here I am taking CH3 dot. This is methyl free radical. Okay, no alpha carbons. CH3 CH2 dot. This we call primary free radical or ethyl free radical. Okay, it contains how many alpha carbons? 1 alpha carbon, 3 alpha hydrogen, 3 resonance structures. So, ethyl free radical is more stable than ethyl free radical. And here I am taking one more CH3, CH down, CH3. Okay, this is the functional group. This we call secondary free radical, isopropyl free radical. Okay, 2 alpha hydrogens are there, 2 alpha carbons are there, 6 alpha hydrogens are there, so it forms 6 resonance structures. Okay, next, so secondary free radical is more stable than primary free radical. See here, tertiary free radical, tertiary butyl free radical. Here is the functional group 1, 2, 3. Okay, here 3 alpha carbons, 9 alpha hydrogens, 9 resonance structures. So, tertiary free radical is more stable than secondary free radical. Secondary free radical is more stable than primary free radical. Primary free radical is more stable than methyl free radical. Methyl free radical. Okay, in continuation, we'll see the one more important topic. Okay. These are only applications, 3 applications. Okay, in continuation, we will see the one more important topic, that is reverse hyperconjugation. What is the reverse hyperconjugation? Okay, instead of hydrogen, if more electronegative element is present, more electronegative element than carbon present, then we observe opposite to the reverse, opposite to the configuration, which and opposite to the hyperconjugation, that we called reverse hyperconjugation. See, instead of hydrogen, here more electronegative than carbon. Chlorine. Okay, here CH, triple bond, double bond, CH2. Chlorine A, chlorine B, chlorine C. Actually, this sigma bond electron transfer towards sp2 carbon, but here these electrons are transferred towards this carbon. Why? Because chlorine is more electronegative than carbon. Chlorine is more electronegative than carbon. So electrons are transferred, first transferred to Cl. Then what do you get? Here carbon, no bond, Cl minus. Here Cl B, Cl C. Yes, now then double bond CH, CH2 plus. This is the resonance structure 1. Next, ClB minus ClA, ClC, double bond CH, CH2 plus. This is the resonance structure 2. Here electrons transferred from carbon, so carbon gets positive. Take this here A, B, C. ClA, ClB, ClC, negative charge. Double bond CH, CH2 plus. This is the resonance structure 3. See, it is observed like a opposite to hyperconjugation. Okay, so then we called as this one reverse hyperconjugation. Then this we called as reverse hyperconjugation. This is about the hyperconjugation, reverse hyperconjugation. Okay, applications of hyperconjugation. Okay, here this is the important one. This can mainly explains about the stability of alkenes, stability of carbonium ions, stability of free radicals. Okay, this is a very important one for the NEET point of view or JEE point of view. What is the hyperconjugation? What is the hyperconjugation? The delocalization of carbon, alpha carbon, hydrogen, sigma bonded electrons toward the sp2 hybridized carbon. sp2 hybridized carbon we called as hyperconjugation. This is also called sigma bond resonance. Why? Here sigma bond electrons are transferred, so we called sigma bond resonance. And here, after the forming of resonance structure, there is no bond between hydrogen and carbon, so we called no bond resonance. No bond resonance. And one more thing, okay, explained by this concept explained by Baker and Nathan. So this concept also called as Baker-Nathan effect. Baker-Nathan effect. In continuation, we see the one more important topic